Today, we're tackling a topic that's fundamental to a fulfilling life: happiness. You might think happiness is a fleeting feeling, a brief moment of joy after achieving a goal or experiencing something great. But true happiness is much deeper. It's a skill you can cultivate, a daily choice you can make, and ultimately, a state of being that you can create. So, let's dig into the principles of lasting happiness and how you can incorporate them into your life. When we talk about happiness, most people picture moments of ecstasy, like getting the promotion you've been working so hard for, holding your newborn baby for the first time, buying a new car, or signing the deed to a new home. These are joyous, exhilarating moments, but they're also fleeting. As soon as the excitement fades, we find ourselves chasing after the next high, the next hit of dopamine. But if happiness were really about reaching goals or fulfilling desires, then achieving these things would leave us feeling perpetually satisfied. The reality is people who appear to have it all, the wealth, the status, the lifestyle, often aren't the happiest people in the room. So, what's going wrong? Happiness isn't about checking off achievements or fulfilling every desire. These are temporary spikes in positive emotion, but they drop off just as quickly. Real, lasting happiness comes from something deeper: meaning, connection, and relationships. It's about the quality of your day-to-day life, not just the high points. Achieving true happiness starts by making better decisions, building healthy relationships, and finding purpose. It's not about ignoring the negatives. It's about having a positive baseline that overshadows them. This kind of happiness is accessible to everyone, no matter their financial situation, status, or social circle. As long as you keep moving toward positive growth, happiness is something you can cultivate and build upon every day. The first step is understanding that happiness is within your control. It's not something that just happens to you. Happiness is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time and intention to develop. It's built from small, everyday choices: the decision to see the bright side in a frustrating situation, to be patient when things don't go your way, and to choose positivity when negativity creeps in. Think of it like this: you wake up to a freezing morning and the hot water isn't working. You can let that ruin your day, or you can see it as an opportunity to find a solution, boil some water, and have an extra long cup of tea. It's not about ignoring the inconvenience. It's about choosing to focus on what can be positive in that moment. If choosing happiness sounds simple, why don't more people do it? Because choosing happiness means taking responsibility. It means you can't blame others, circumstances, or fate for how you feel. It requires effort, and for some, it's easier to play the victim and let life happen to them. Another common misconception is that happiness is a state of ecstasy. But it's not. It's more accurately described as a state of peace. It's that quiet, content feeling when the noise in your head fades and you're fully present. Achieving this level of peace requires you to monitor your thoughts and understand your emotions deeply. It means pausing and asking yourself, where is this thought coming from? Why am I feeling this way? We all have a negativity bias. It's wired into our brains as a survival mechanism. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors needed this bias to survive in a world full of predators and dangers. But today, this bias lingers, and it focuses our attention on criticisms, setbacks, and fears that aren't life-threatening. Imagine this. Someone compliments you at 2 p.m., and at 3 p.m., someone criticizes you. Which comment sticks with you longer? The criticism, right? That's your negativity bias at work. Understanding this helps us detach from that knee-jerk reaction. You don't have to give criticism more weight than it deserves. In the grand scheme of things, the critique doesn't define you any more than the compliment does. In modern life, one of the biggest threats to happiness is chronic stress. We have so many options, opportunities, and conflicting desires that it feels like we're being pulled in opposite directions. The result? We stay stuck, overwhelmed, and unable to move forward. The key is to simplify. Identify the desires that are truly important to you, and let go of the ones that aren't. This frees you to walk in one direction without feeling torn apart. It's the difference between walking calmly and steadily versus being stuck in a never-ending tug-of-war. Studies show that people with strong relationships, family, friends, community, have a higher baseline of happiness. These connections are fulfilling, resilient, and rewarding. They create a foundation that doesn't shift with the highs and lows of life. Focus on nurturing your relationships. This doesn't just mean spending time with people. It means being present, actively listening, and showing appreciation. These are the relationships that give your life meaning and purpose. Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create by making good choices, day in and day out. So, here's a small exercise for today. Do something kind for someone else. Send an unexpected text or email to a friend, letting them know how much they mean to you. Give someone a compliment. Do one small thing that brings joy to someone else, and you'll find it boosts your own happiness in return. Let's close with a simple breathing exercise. Place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly expand and ask yourself, how can I create quality connections today? Exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of tension. Inhale again, feeling your chest rise, and ask yourself, how can I cultivate more meaning in my life? Exhale again, releasing any remaining stress. One more time, breathe in deeply and think, how can I show kindness today? You don't find happiness, you build it choice by choice. Today, choose to see the positive, to build meaningful relationships, and to cultivate inner peace. Go out there and build your happiness.